This week on NinteNDomain, we talk about the Direct, and we count down our top 100 Mario Party games.
And you choose Team Orange if you want to be Mario.
Welcome to NinteNDomain, episode 87. We are your hosts. I'm Trey Switch Prophet Johnson.
And I'm Jeremy. Do I have to buy another Snipper Clips already?
Snipper Clips? Don't you mean you have to buy another Minecraft already? And we are your hosts for our Nintendo show, NinteNDomain. I'm sure you know. You've listened to it by now. Anyway, there was the Direct earlier. There was a 45-minute Direct that happened, and we're going to talk about that. That's pretty much going to be the topic of our show. But as we do, as in every episode, let's talk about what sort of money we lost this week on our overflowing collections of games. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'd love to. I don't know if I mentioned it before. I think I forgot to mention it last episode, but I did buy the Aladdin Game Boy Color game.
Oh, you did? So you have the portable Genesis version now.
Right, because I wanted to check out the Virgin Interactive. They developed the game for the Color and also for the NES. So yeah, I played a little bit of that. It feels a lot like the Genesis version, not surprisingly.
Yeah, it's the same, except it's not animated as well at all.
Right. But I didn't really buy games this week so much as I bought, thanks to a friend of the show, John, he suggested I buy this clamp-based mount for my Switch. And it pretty much allows you to lay on your back in bed and have the Switch like above your head, like facing you, like while you're laying down.
Yeah.
So
and that's not weird? That's not weird?
It's not weird at all.
Lay down and play?
It seems like it would be, but it's actually pretty awesome. And you can also put your smartphone in it. So you can use it. I can use it for both to watch TV shows through my smartphone, or I could use it to playing games through my Switch. But what's really cool, well, it's not cool, but I had to have one of my wisdom teeth extracted a couple of days ago, and so I've been kind of in pain, laying on my back and recovering, and I've been able to just lay back and play some Switch and watch some Netflix, and it's actually been pretty cool.
Has your wisdom level gone down now?
My wisdom level
on your stats?
Track 2 on my stats.
It's you lost 20 points wisdom from your tooth.
Yeah, unfortunately, I did lose some pain stats, or rather, I gained pain stats because no pain, no gain, right?
Yeah, sure.
So I gained something. I'm not sure what it was, but I experienced pain. But that was basically what I bought, and I've been using that to play a little bit more through Sonic. I've gotten on a Sonic Mania specifically. I think I'm 2 levels away, or 2 sets of worlds away from beating it.
My Switch is gone. It's speaking of, I didn't gain anything this week. I lost something. No, I went ahead and pulled the trigger on sending my Switch in to get fixed. So I sent it in on Monday, so I haven't played it at all. So I didn't get to do any of the stuff that were on the Direct that we're going to talk about later. But yeah, Sonic, I never really played past that water level. I never really returned to it after that, so I'm sure those later levels are cool. I thought there were only 9 levels in there, so it seemed like, or level sets, or is there more than that?
I think it's 12. Is that what you said?
I said 9.
No, I think there's 12 sets of levels.
Oh, okay. I thought there was 8 or 9, just because of what I saw, the amount of Chaos Emeralds you had to collect, but maybe it's less than the actual amount of levels, which would make it a little bit easier. But I ended up buying, I bought a second dock for my Switch before I sent it out, so I did that. So now I have 2 docks and no Switch, so it's a sucky,
cool.
thing to have. I mean, it's cool that I wanted to have a second dock in my office to capture off of, so I got that. I got one for $70 off of Amazon, no shipping, so that was pretty cool. Or not Amazon, on eBay, used. And I thought that wasn't a bad deal. I found one at Walmart for $90, and I was like, I can find one for cheaper than that probably, because they're normally $100. And I did. I found one on eBay. So, you can always check eBay used. You might be able to find a decent deal for one. I thought it was pretty good. It got here really quickly. I tried to buy a HD capture thing too, but that didn't work out. So we're going to have to wait on that till the...
I took a little gamble with eBay.
Yeah, took a gamble.
It's a noble thing to do.
Yeah, I took a gamble with the guy who Didn't have any ratings yet, so
as long as you
figured
give
that
me your
meant
money back, that's all that matters.
Yeah, I got my money back. I mean, eBay's a different. This isn't like '90s eBay where you can actually like lose money. Now they got like their buyer assurance and all that stuff. So it's a whole different world. eBay's a whole different thing. You can't like not pay for things, or they refund you for whatever. I mean, he canceled it. I mean, I told him to cancel it, but I told him I was like I'm going to give you a bad review because you kind of screwed me over here, and now I don't have a thing that I thought I was going to buy like a week ago. So screw you.
You had plans for that device.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I basically bought it, and then he like claimed that he didn't get paid, and he relisted it, and that somebody else paid more for it. So I think he just relisted it to be a dick. But I felt pretty pissed off about it. So because I ended up with no capture device now, and it was a good price. I figured it was way too good to be true because it was super cheap. But whatever. But aside from losing things, I did buy, I preloaded Metroid Samus Returns, so.
Oh, I did the same.
I'm pretty pumped to play that tomorrow. Well, by the time you hear this, listeners, it'll be out, so hopefully you'll be listening to us talk while you're playing it. That'll be pretty rad. But I have plans to make sure and get it, Thursday night at 11, and I've like moved all my stuff around, make sure I have enough time to play it that night, because I have that big weekend fest thing that I probably won't be able to do it with. So yeah, I got plans for tomorrow night to get into that, to jump into it. It seems to be getting reviewed pretty well from what I've seen, so that's good.
Oh yeah, the reviews have been great.
I've been playing around with Zero Mission in the meantime, just to kind of build myself up, because I always like to play a little bit of a previous Metroid game every time a new one comes out. I think whenever Corruption came out, I played through all of Metroid 1 and Metroid Prime 1 before it came out. But I wanted to do some Metroid 1 stuff, but my NES broke, as we told you last week, so I didn't get to do much with that. But Zero Mission is a really cool game. I forgot how good that game is.
Yeah, I have it on the Wii U. I never did get a hold of it on the GBA, though I plan on eventually buying it.
Yeah, I still have my GBA copy, so I played it on the GameCube, on the player, and I played it and I've been playing it on the Game Boy also, like I brought it to work with me and played it a little bit. I'm going to record some capture stuff for it tomorrow, so look forward to that on the YouTube channel, YouTube/Fingmater. It only takes like a couple hours to get through, so I was going to see like maybe if I could do a speed run or something. So I'm going to try to play through the whole thing and record it. You have that to look forward to. My own Samus countdown thing, Metroid countdown thing. And I also put up a couple Mortal Kombat videos since our last podcast, since there was an anniversary of the release of the console version of Mortal Kombat 2 and Mortal Kombat 1. So I put up some anniversary videos for that. If you are interested in looking into that, you can catch it. And I think, shouldn't there be a reaction video on there at some point? Probably before we post this.
Yeah, I did a reaction video for the Nintendo Direct, and I should be posting it. Maybe. I don't know. I'm actually leaving for vacation tomorrow after work. I'm going on a vacation myself, so.
Oh, where are you going?
Just going to Nashville for a few days.
Oh, wow. For what?
To hang out with my brother for his 30th birthday.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know he lived in Nashville.
He doesn't, but his in-laws do, and his father-in-law is turning 50 the same weekend that he turns 30. So they're doing like a combined birthday party.
Oh, that'll be fun. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm heading down there tomorrow night. So I might try to edit it later after we do the podcast. But if I'm not able to get it edited, it may not happen.
Oh, yeah.
Before this comes out.
Well, that'll be a mystery in the episode then, whether you'll see it or not. Hopefully you will, but I'm sure eventually you'll see it eventually regardless. But you get a lot of Switch time. Are you flying there?
No. We're just going to Nashville, so it's like it's about 6 hours south.
Oh, Tennessee?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I've driven down there. Well, it's still kind of a ride, though.
I'm going to play Metroid. That's what I'm going to be playing on my 3DS. I'm not playing my Switch on the way there.
Yeah, just don't bring your Switch.
I'm not bringing my Switch. I'm just bringing my 3DS and playing Metroid. That's my goal for the next few days. So.
Just 3DS it up, yeah. Cause,
I preloaded it. It's ready to go.
Yeah, because we're gonna do a full on Metroid Samus Returns episode next week, so we'll have some time in there with that. Make sure and let you know.
I'm pretty excited to play it. It looks awesome, and I saw the actual 3D video of it. You have to go to the Nintendo 3DS eShop to look at that. But,
yeah, I did watch it. I watched it around E3.
But yeah, there you go. It's full 3D, and I probably won't play it in 3D, but it still looks cool.
Yeah, I wonder how much. I don't know who exactly developed the Zero Mission because I didn't look at it, but I wonder if there's anybody working on that because they've been talking about how the backgrounds have all this other shit going on behind it in Samus Returns, and
yeah.
The Zero Mission kind of does that too. Has some crazy backgrounds going on where you can see farther into the world. And some of it's straight up looks like comic book art which is pretty cool. But yeah, I know a lot of the stuff you can do in that you can do in this as well. Like I think you can hang and shoot and all that? I think you can.
Yeah.
On that one. I know you can do like the counterattack and other stuff like that. But yeah, I've heard positive things about it, so I'm really excited to play it.
The only like negative stuff I've really seen is that it doesn't it doesn't expand on anything. It's just like a classic Metroid 2D platform. But that's what I want.
But I've heard people say that's a good thing though.
That's what I want.
That
so
it's
I'm happy
better
about it.
that it shouldn't be trying to reinvent the wheel because the wheel hasn't really existed in a while. You might as well just have the wheel,
Yeah, we've been sliding around on like a lack of ice for a while without wheels.
Yeah. Yeah, they just need to make just a straight up Metroid game, and why not remake an old one? But
so I think other than the graphics being like polished a little bit and there's being like some light melee aspect to it. It's mostly just a fucking 2D Metroid game. Thank God. Like they took Metroid 2 and they made it into something more akin to Super Metroid. Right?
Well, yeah.
That's basically what we got going on here.
Well, that's basically the same. That's like the same thing they did with Zero Mission, pretty much. Where like they took Metroid 1, but they added all this shit that wasn't in there, like the charge beam, and
made it more like fusion. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, and then you have like the running that you have, and you got the speed boost that you can do in Super Metroid. They kind of made it more like Super Metroid, pretty much.
So pretty much
added
Super
a map
Metroid
and all that
is becoming like the baseline of 2D Metroid games.
Well, yeah, I mean, it is like the standard, I think.
So they're moving the two previous games up to that line.
Yeah, I just hope they don't. I don't really want to see a remake of Super Metroid, though. I'd rather see a new 2D Metroid after this, because I know I read an interview with one of the guys who was doing it, and he said that, or whoever the main guy is on it, he was saying that there's more to tell, or they'd like to do another 2D one. So, but I don't want it. They can start off with a remake, but I say no more remakes. And the 2D ones after this. How about a sequel to Fusion?
What's left to remake of the 2Ds other than, Super and Fusion?
Yeah, well, the Fusions, I think both of those you should just leave alone. Like, you could say Metroid 1 and 2, they definitely are due for a reboot, because there's no, maps or anything. It's kind of obtuse. It's hard to get around. But Super Metroid is fine. Just leave that one alone. We don't need to redo that one. I think you should work on doing a sequel to Fusion, because some crazy shit happened there, between the parasites and the Metroids and all that. So I'm sure there's plenty to work from there. So let's do that. And less talking and all that. That's kind of what Zero Mission did. It made a perfect, where it kind of shows you where to go, but there's no inner monologue and no Adam and all that stuff like you got in Fusion.
Yeah.
And I think you can skip, you don't necessarily have to look at where it's showing you. You can kind of just hit a button and skip it, and it won't even show you. If you don't want to check the map. So, but it's been a lot of fun. I definitely suggest playing that maybe when you're done with Samus Returns, or if you're getting itchy tonight, you can play a little bit of it tonight too. But you should definitely play it, anybody, and to our listeners as well. You can get Zero Mission for Wii U, if you have a Wii U and you're just got that Metroid itch and you can't wait till tomorrow night or Friday, just play some Zero Mission. It'll definitely prepare you for the meal to come with Samus Returns, because they're definitely in the same vein, I think.
It's also pretty cheap. It's $8?
Yeah, you can get it for $8 digitally on Wii U. So I don't know how much.
It's going to be a lot more than that to buy it for the Game Boy Advance.
Is it expensive? Buy the actual cartridge?
It's probably somewhere around $30 last time I looked, I think.
Oh, okay. It's
a $20 or $30 game.
Yeah, I haven't really looked into it because I already have it. But I'm just going to take first thing I found.
It was a late release Game Boy Advance game.
Well, there's Metroid Zero Mission and Fusion, $25 free shipping. But that could be not a real one, right? $30 plus $2 shipping. Yeah, I don't know. I'm always afraid to get Game Boy Advance games, because sometimes they're not. I don't know. I'm afraid that they might be fake, because I know you've run into ones that are fake, or you know that they're out there.
But they've worked okay.
Because there's Metroid Zero Mission, $8 free shipping. Is that real?
That doesn't.
I don't know. It seems kind of. Oh, yeah, and you can also buy somebody put the ROM into a Super Nintendo cartridge and selling it for $30. That's kind of cool. It's a super. Yeah, it's a Super Metroid Zero Mission. Oh,
yeah, when I go
maybe
to
that's made up. Maybe it's a fan thing.
I'm going to the Portrait Retro Gaming, whatever the hell it's called, next week, next month, and I'm going to check that out. There's a
Portland,
panel about Portrait Retro Gaming Classic? I don't remember what it's called.
It's the Milwaukee one. It doesn't matter. It's a gaming thing. It's in Portland. They have old games.
And there's a panel about repros and how to make your own repros. So I'm going to check that out.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that'd be something interesting to get into. if you want to get on the shop side of it.
If you're just doing it for yourself or for your, like, maybe even for a few, like, immediate friends, like, I don't see anything wrong with it, especially if you own the games already. But if you're
yeah, but not if you're going to sell it and pretend that it's the real thing and all that. That's bogus.
But from what I can tell, there's more effort, and oftentimes you're going to end up spending nearly what you would to just buy the game used to make your own repro.
Yeah.
Because the way you save money on it is by making them in bulk, which why would I need to do that if I'm just making a game for myself?
Well, you just got to make a bunch of Pokemon ones and sell them for $60 online is what you got to do.
Yeah.
And then you make a lot of money and have a lot of sad people.
Because you can put any of the, I think you can put any of the Pokemons into NES cartridges pretty easy.
Yeah.
With the repro.
Oh yeah, can you? I'm sure, like, not the as long as they're not the Game Boy Advance ones.
Exactly, the Game Boy, the original ones.
As far as what I've been playing, you were talking about Sonic, but I made it all the way through Dragon Quest V, so I beat that one.
Yeah, dude.
I was gonna say in preparation of Metroid, but not really. I mean, just because I really wanted to get back into 8, which I have been playing somewhat, but not too much. And I already put like 12 hours into 8, so I feel like I kind of scratched the surface somewhat. We talked about it before, but yeah, I made my way through 5. 5 actually has an appearance in the Direct that we're going to talk about later, so I thought that was kind of cool. I'm glad that I played through it, so I knew that was from 5, what you see. But yeah, if do you want to just? Is there any other? Well, I guess we could talk about the releases tomorrow. There's not really anything super to talk about. We can talk about what's going on anyway.
I mean, Minecraft 3DS came out already.
Well, yeah, it did. But what is it? Rayman Legends Definitive Edition that comes out tomorrow?
Yeah, there's a demo for it too.
Yeah, I did play the demo actually. I played it while I was on vacation. It seems like regular. I heard it's not. I heard it's
like
not
the same
quite
demo from the Wii U, right?
Yeah, I heard it's not quite the definitive edition though. That it kind of chugs a little bit more than the Wii U version did, even though it says that it is. But yeah, there's a Neo Geo Spin Master comes out tomorrow. I don't know what that is, but another arcade classic games. 36 Fragments of Midnight, Beach Buggy Racing, Kingdom New Lands. NBA 2K18 is coming out soon. That's what it says. On the 15th, this Friday.
Yep.
Shit.
Mm-hmm.
If I cared about the NBA, I'd be like, hey, Pan, a tiny big adventure. You can get that. Quest of Dungeons and Semispheres. If I had my Switch, I could actually like read you the description of it like I did last week, but I don't have my Switch. But anyway, that's what we have coming out tomorrow. But let's jump into the Direct. So, there was a big Direct today. Learned some stuff, felt like better people afterwards. It made us more happy for the future, I guess.
I think it was good. I think it definitely made us think, there's more shit on the horizon for the Switch.
Yeah, I mean,
it also proved that they care about the 3DS. They still care about the 3DS.
Well, yeah, we got 2 more versions coming out of 2DS XLs. But let's just start at the top. So at the beginning, they went right into Ultra Sun and Moon there. Got a lot of like new perks from buying it at certain times, seems like. I was whenever this was unveiled originally, we talked about how like they had the dark stuff on them, and I was thinking that it was like some sort of corrupted thing. Apparently it is. It's a necrozma, right?
Yeah.
Is what they said? Necrozma. Something that like steals light. I guess I think it's part of the regular Sun and Moon, but I never made it all the way through the game, so I didn't make it to that part. But there's some new levels. There's a beach with surfers that you can go to on there, and there's a Valley of the Pikachu also. And I don't know if you saw, but the Pikachu who wears Ash's hat, which apparently you can find in Pokemon Go if you still play that game, you can get that one in there because it showed him for a second when it was showing it. But it showed like some new levels that you can go to, like some new areas. What do you get? You encounter your first Pokemon in a different way, I guess. That's what they said. They didn't say exactly how it was, but how you get your starter is different. You can get a Lycanroc or a Rockruff that evolves into a Lycanroc. You can get that like if you pre-order it, I guess, before like January. And you get like 12 quick balls. Also, there's like all this extra shit you can get. And they talked about like gold and silver, and like you can get Celebi if you like pre-order that now, and you can pre-purchase that on 3DS.
Do we
that
know when
came out
gold and
today.
silver is coming out? Has that had an official release yet?
That's the 22nd.
Okay.
That's next week. That's next Friday.
Okay.
So there were lots of release dates unveiled. You know, that was one of, well, I mean, I think they said that before. It comes out the same day as Pokken Tournament, which comes out on the 22nd also. But yeah, you get a new Pokemon for doing it, for pre-ordering it now. You can get a Celebi for like Sun or Moon or Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, whatever. There are these new crazy looking characters called Ultra Beasts. Did you see that? Like one of them looks like a lollipop, kind of like a weird lollipop with different colors, and the other one kind of looks like a tower, like a built tower. It's a was it UB Burst and UB Assembly? Assembly's like the tower, and the UB Burst is like the one that looks like candy. So there's some new type of Pokemon that's going to be in this Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, and they're also releasing, like we said before, they're releasing a new 2DS XL. That looks like a Pokeball, pretty much. It's like a red and white with the big ball in the front and the button and all that. And that comes out November 3rd. So lots of more Pokemon shit there. Are you? I don't think you're probably not going to get Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, right? In any way.
I'm not thinking of getting any of the Pokemons. Like I might get whichever the mainline
the Switch one
Switch releases.
Yeah, I don't think I don't know. I have to at least make it through Moon before I even think about getting Ultra Sun or Ultra Moon. So that's kind of where I'm at on that. And I have my plate's pretty high in RPG world, so I don't know.
And they just keep adding stuff, especially to the 3DS.
Well, yeah. Yeah, there's some big ones they added on there. Well, speaking of which, there's they did some stuff about Mario and Luigi, Superstar Saga. We got a couple more amiibo to look forward to. Goomba and Koopa Troopa. What do you think? What do you think about those amiibo? Are they you thinking about grabbing them?
I want to smash them under my foot. But that's a good thing.
You could. You could take your Mario amiibo and smash them with that. Like especially the big 8-bit one. You can just take them and just have them jump all over them. I guess they're gonna help you unlock new equipment, or like amiibo will. You're gonna get new like stamp sheets and shit like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still undecided on that game. It comes out next month, October 6th. That one's like, not too far away. What are your thoughts on Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga? Still ho-hum?
I think that the Bowser's Minions or whatever it's called.
Yeah, that might be interesting.
The side quest is definitely like something that I'd love to check out, but I wish it was its own download.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I totally have Mario and Luigi on Game Boy already, and I actually just played it kind of recently, and I also have it on the Wii U because it was released on the Wii U Virtual Console.
Yeah,
it was one of the first Game Boy Advance titles they released.
Yeah, I do too. I have Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga on the Wii U.
So it's super fresh in my head.
I have 2 copies of the Game Boy Advance one also because I forgot that I thought that I had lost my copy and I bought a second one. I bought one for Jess and I was going to give her my copy, but I couldn't find my copy, so I bought another one. So now we have 2 copies of that game. So technically I have 3 copies of Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, but maybe I should get a 4th one.
Worth it, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I never.
It's for the side quest. I think that's learning about the Goombas and how they live or whatever.
Yeah, you need to learn how the Goombas live
and how they fight.
It could be cool, but they haven't really shown enough of it for me to be intrigued by it, I guess. And they didn't really show much more of it this time. But pretty much how well I've done with Mario and Luigi games, I've only beaten one Mario and Luigi game. And that was Partners in Time. So, I'm not looking that good on the spectrum here. Like I didn't do Superstar Saga. I never beat Bowser's Inside Story. I never beat Dream Team. I have Paper Jam. I played it for like 20 minutes maybe. I just have a big list of Mario and Luigi's to get through before I get into another one. But I guess anybody who hasn't played it or people who did play it and really liked it and want to have it on 3DS now finally can. For all you non-ambassadors that didn't get Mario and Luigi, you can actually get it on the go now. So it was always on the go, but now it's on the go in a different way. Now it's on the go in the form of 3DS and not Game Boy. So you got that. But those new amiibo look kind of cool, everybody needs a Goomba and a Koopa Troopa, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of these, yeah, there it is. Those at home, everybody's at home. Jeremy held up his Mario and Luigi game. So like a lot of these like went like super super fast, like how they normally do. Where it's like ba-boom, ba-boom, boom.
Yeah, they even had the scrolling list projected. That you could kind of see ahead of time what you were going to learn.
Did you pause it when the list went out, like to sort of look ahead? Like that's what I did.
Well, I was watching it live, so
yeah, you can still pause it when it's live.
No, I just wanted it to go live.
Oh, sure. Well, I paused it on my phone when I was watching it and muted at work, and I just to kind of look down the question marks to see if I could figure out, but they all kind of still tell you what they are, even though it's
I knew Dragon Quest Builders. I called that because it subs like build a new quest or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Well, Dragon Quest Builders 2 was announced in Japan for the Switch, so I thought that maybe the first one should come too. So after, we're going to stick to the 3DS for right now, though. After that, they did the Kirby Battle Royale. That one was shown like really, really quick.
Yeah, they barely showed anything. No.
Yeah, well, they showed like, oh, well, what if you had to fight yourself? And it shows like, like 4 of you fighting each other. And there's a copy ability poll, I guess. You can go online and vote for your favorite Kirby ability. So I think that's kind of cool. Like, there were a couple of them like that. There's another one where you could vote on stuff. But that one has a release date. It's like January 17th. Mm-hmm. So we got that. We got another Kirby on the horizon. So
about fucking time.
Yay, I guess. Yeah, like there's not enough Kirbys. There's like an update to Yokai Watch 2, the Ani Eevee. Ani Evolution update. You can actually get that tomorrow, so that was a quick one. And then they're still doing Yokai Watch Psychic Spectres is still coming out at the end of the month. September 29th. I never played through Yokai Watch 1, so that one really doesn't mean that much to me. There's another Layton game coming out on the 6th. That's 2 games for the 6th, Mario and Layton Mystery Journey, which it has like the super long title after that. Did you see that? It's like Layton Mystery Journey, like the expansion of the whatever. It like keeps going.
It's about his daughter.
Yeah, it's about the daughter. But I heard those are really cool. I've never actually played any of the Layton games, but I know people like them. I know Jess told me she liked it, so maybe she'll end up checking it out. Who knows?
It's confirmation that Professor Layton got laid, and
he did
because he has a daughter.
It's true.
She's got her own like detective shop.
Yeah, so you got that, and then when after that, it brings us to the biggest, best announcement of all time: Minecraft 3DS.
About damn time.
Out today. Which touchscreen inventory this time? Yay! Real-time weapon change in the form of touchscreen.
It's about fucking time. Like, I feel like going all the way back to when it first came out for the Pocket Edition. Everybody was excited because it was touchscreen, but it was one screen.
Yeah. Well,
and it was like a truncated version of the game because it was made to run on like inferior hardware. So
yeah.
When it was finally released on, like, I think the Vita got its own edition of Pocket Edition. And I think that was the only game prior to this one that had, like, the true touchscreen interface. But that was one screen.
Yeah.
So you've got the 3DS with the 2 separate screens and the full touchscreen interface. It's like, man, this should have happened like 3 or 4 years ago, and people would be like going crazy over it. But,
well, this is what isn't that what they wanted originally for Wii U? That's the kind of what everybody thought the Wii U version was going to be. I kind of wondered if this was like maybe an update for the Wii U version that they just decided to just put on 3DS. Like, do you think like maybe this was something they were working on, like having the touchscreen thing? Because I'm sure they had that in mind when they were doing the the Mario Edition or whatever, Super Mario Edition Minecraft for 3D or for Wii U.
Yeah, it's quite possible. And the Switch version came out pretty fast. I don't know. They didn't even the thing is it just feels like they're churning out these editions. Like this 3DS version, it's like, oh, we're making it. By the way, it's out now. So it's like,
yeah,
they didn't care to promote it. They didn't care to hype anyone up for it.
Yeah. I don't think they really need to, maybe.
Dropping
or maybe
it as a surprise was cool, for sure. And don't get me wrong here, I'm not bitching that we got a new game released for the 3DS. That's awesome. But it's just, me personally, I have this game for so many systems. I don't want to buy it again. Fuck no.
I think you need it for 3DS, too.
No.
You don't have enough. You could have it for every Nintendo system.
I was playing it laying on my back yesterday, when I was recovering.
On the Switch?
I was playing it on the Switch, and I'm like, wow, this is, Minecraft to go. This is the ultimate. This is the apex of Minecraft to go. And then they released it on the 3DS the next day with touchscreen. I'm like, fuck you guys.
Yeah, right. Well, I
already have portable Minecraft. I don't need it.
Yeah.
Again.
A lot of people have 3DSs, they're like, hey, we might as well just flood the system because they're seen to be putting a lot of shit in there.
But it got the Nintendo tax. It's $30.
Yeah, of course it did.
So it's the same price as buying it on the Switch or the Wii U.
Yeah, I figured I was going to ask you what the price is. And they said that they will release a cartridge version of it for 3DS at a later date. But the digital one is now. Is there a physical version of the Minecraft Switch?
I think so.
I think I've seen the story mode one, but I don't think I've seen the regular Minecraft one anywhere.
I guess I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, so I don't know.
I know there's a Wii U one because I have it, but yeah, I don't know for sure there's a Switch physical edition.
Sure. But, aside from us being excited about buying Minecraft for the millionth time, more importantly, there's a new Mario Party game coming out.
Top 100.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of psyched about that because I like Mario Party, and it's cool that they're actually gonna like pull shit from the 10 Mario Party games. It shows all of them. They did a little flashback where they're like, let's party like it's 1999, because it was 1999 when you played Mario Party. I thought that was kind of funny.
But it's a multi-cart, right?
No.
Like single cart is what I meant.
It's a single cart download play, so I'll probably end up getting that, just so Jess and I can play it.
So me and you are definitely going to play this at some point.
Well, yeah, and we got to play it
Maybe
and
all
capture
three of
it,
us.
and we have to play it and capture it and put it on because we did our Mario Party 2 thing, and they showed that the flag game from Mario Party 2. But I'm really interested to see how it goes. I mean, Mario Party.
What are the top 100 games?
Yeah, what are the top mini games? We're going to go through them right now. So for the next 3 hours, we're going to go into.
I imagine the one where you're on the ball knocking people off the edge. That's got to be one of them.
That's going to be in the top 5, right? Because that's like the most simple, great one. What about Pizza Me Mario? Or the Great Deflate. That was another fun one.
The Great Deflate was pretty cool.
Just because it reminded me of that Cursive song. And it was an alright game. I don't know. I hope they have all the tracing, like the ones where you trace stuff. Like I always thought those were fun. Like where you have to like chisel around the whatever and it balances out. Just put all the games from Mario Party 2 in there. Most of those are pretty great.
I like the slot car racer. That was cool.
Yeah.
That's what I'd love to see again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm really interested to see what they're doing. It's called Mario Party the Top 100. You can do download play, Top 100 mini games. It's coming out in November 10th. So I was hoping for them to say like online play, but I don't think that's ever going to happen to Mario Party, but I certainly wish that it would. But you know what? I saw enough to be pumped about it. I don't know, like, is there going to be some sort of like board game involved with it, or is it just like mini games? Like, just mini games can get kind of boring. There has to be some sort of
interface to play the games.
Yeah, but if they did like a cool like best of Mario Party thing, like out of the 10 Mario Parties, that could be cool. Like if they did like a greatest hits sort of thing.
Well,
or
I'm
like
especially on board finding out that it's single cart multi-system.
Yeah. No, single cart multi is great.
That makes me happy.
Yeah, because that made it like a total. It was a positive for me because, like I said, I can play it with my girlfriend, no problem. It would just be like boom, play some Mario Party. So hopefully they have a good side game aside from just having the top 100 mini games. But yeah, I'm intrigued. I'm on board for right now. So hopefully there's more. And then after that, we get a little taste of Samus Returns, of course. They got to show some of that shit. And I liked how they said like any fan of Smash Brothers will like this. Like they're trying to like they're kind of pushing it like like when Xenoblade came out, and they're like, hey, if you like these games, you should like this. Like if you like this game and this game, you will like this game.
Well, they did the same thing with Color Splash, which was terrible.
Yeah, true. Well, I mean, the first time that I was at the Midwest Gaming Classic in Wisconsin, I was, they have like this food area where like you go in and get like, I don't know, whatever Jersey Mike sandwiches and stuff like that. And there's a lot of tables with people sitting around like playing like 3DS or, well, I guess the Switch wasn't out then. Just playing 3DS or whatever, whatever other portable they're playing. Actually, all I saw was 3DS. There were no Vitas or anything like that. Anyway, like there were these kids sitting around playing like 4-player Smash Brothers. And they're like, who is this Samus person? I've never seen him in anything. So, yeah, so now they should sell it like that. You'd be like, hey, Samus, remember Samus from Smash Brothers? Well, she has a game again. You can find out who she is. Because a lot of these kids playing Smash Brothers, they probably, I'm sure they didn't play Other M, or like Federation Force or anything. So they didn't even know. It was funny. They're like, I don't even know who this Samus person is. And like nobody was like, oh, I don't know who that is. It's because there's no game, that they would have played, I guess, with her in there. So this is the time hopefully for them to latch onto that. And we both bought it. Hopefully all of you are buying it. If you have any sort of love for Metroid whatsoever, you have to get it because, we know what happens to Metroid when there's low sales. But it's getting reviewed well, so I'm excited about it.
I think it's going to be awesome. And I'm really looking forward to playing it over the weekend when I'm in Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah, you get to play it with all them Nashvilleans.
I'll be over at the Grand Ole Opry playing me some Metroid 2. I think that's in Nashville, isn't it?
The Grand Ole Opry?
Yeah.
I don't know. I know Opryland was, but I think it's gone now. But yeah.
I mean, it's the home of country music. I do know that.
Yeah, that's what they say. So like...
yeah, it's in Nashville. It's in Nashville.
Oh, sure. So like, so when we were talking before about the RPG stuff on the 3DS, They announced some more shit. Looks like Atlas has a new game coming out called Alliance Alive. It's like a traditional JRPG. Had a really cool soundtrack. Sounded great. They confirmed that Shin Megami Tensei Strange Jury Redux is coming out to 3DS. I guess people were unsure what system that was going to come to, and now it's coming to this. They talked a little bit about Radiant Historia. That was an old DS game.
Yeah.
Did you ever play that? I remember people talking about it, but I never played it.
I didn't, but they're bringing it back.
Yeah, they're bringing it back again. Etrian Odyssey 5, there's a demo for that. You can play that today if you want.
Beyond the Myth.
Beyond the Myth of Etrian Odyssey. You can play that shit. I was actually looking for it, and it's not like on the main page of the eShop for the 3DS, so I consider that a failure.
That happened with Minecraft, because that was supposed to be available right after the presentation, and it took almost an hour before it finally showed up.
Oh, on 3DS?
Yeah.
No, you were looking for it?
Yeah, I mean, I was just checking it. I was like, was I right? Like, did I hear that right? And then I went and I looked it up online, and I was looking up Minecraft.
Yeah.
And it was saying, it'll be out in May. And I was really confused, and then I realized it was referring to the Switch. I was looking at an old article referring to the Switch.
Sure. Oh,
Because
yeah.
it was so, like, the news was so recent, like, when I started looking it up, that no one had written about the 3DS release yet, which I still haven't seen, like, any kind of a review or anything of it.
Do you think
I'm really interested, like, what's the total map size and shit like that I'm interested in. Because, yes, the touchscreen interface is definitely
but it'll be downsized. Yeah, I'm sure, right? Probably.
But what size is it? Is it the size of the Xbox version, or is it even smaller? Is it the size of the Pocket version? We'll see. We'll see how much RAM the goddamn new 3DS has.
I'm wondering, is it going to be involved with that whole, like, you can play with any system thing? You know, like the whatever, the Unity or whatever they're calling it. It's not going to be
They definitely made sure to call it the Nintendo 3DS edition.
Okay. Yeah. I'd be interested. I know you can, do all that Minecraft stuff that you can do. A couple more things and then we'll take a break. Fire Emblem Warriors is coming out for 3DS. There's a date for that. October 20th.
Yep.
Blah, blah, blah. The Sherbert version of the 2DS XL gets a release date too. That nice, edible looking orange and white version that was the European one.
There must have been enough of a demand of people trying to order it from Europe. They were like, all right, we'll release this in the US.
So that comes out next month, the beginning of October.
Dreamsicle, what'd you call it? Orange Sherbert?
Sherbert, yeah.
Dreamsicle edition, I've heard.
Dreamsicle edition, yeah. It looks like tasty, like you can eat it.
Yeah.
But, that's that for the 3DS part. Let's take a break and then we'll get into the Switch stuff.
Sounds good.
All right, cool. Well, let's jump into the Switch now.
Switch stuff. Sounds good.
I hope you did a whole lot of snapping in your video.
I actually did.
So we didn't even mention it, but Koizuma is the same guy who's been hosting the other ones. It's in this one too. Isn't it Koizuma?
Yeah, it was the main guy. I just didn't remember his name.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, I didn't remember what his name was. But he's the same guy who did the reveal at the beginning of the year, and he did another one again. But he was doing a lot of snapping in there. So I think his snaps sounded better, but I think that's because they changed him in post to sound like a different thing. Anyway, so they go into like some full-on Xenoblade Chronicles 2 shit right off the bat here. There's some pretty looking levels in there. I like how instead of because Xenoblade Chronicles 1, there were 2 Titans fighting each other that you play on. You know, you're either like on one or the other, but now there's like multiple Titans that all have different areas depending on what you're on. There's like one that's like all caves. There's like one that's like more like outside, and you even have a small Titan that you ride around on.
Yeah, he's like the King of Red Lions.
Azurda. Yeah, he is kind of. He does sort of look like him.
He was even the narrator of the
the second part, he kind of talks to you about Rex and Pyra, the 2 main people. But and everybody's in British again. It's all voice acting, and they're all British. So you got that. It's kind of funny. Hopefully, you can change it to Japanese.
But at least we're getting a global release.
Sure, yeah. But I mean, it's weird that that they're all going to have British. Were they like, oh, let's just keep all the voice actors we had from Xenoblade Chronicles 1, and they can just come back and be different people?
Maybe what accent fits the steampunk universe the best? I think British accent fits it the best.
Oh, maybe, I guess. I mean, Star Wars had a lot of British accent people in there for no reason, so maybe they're going for that. Anyway, the game looks really cool. They show you a lot of the whole mechanics between, like, the drivers and the blades. I guess the main guys, well, not necessarily the main guys, but the guys who are doing the attacking are the drivers, and they have arts, and the blades have arts. And the arts, I guess the blade arts are more like buff stuff, like stuff that adds to you or whatever. But yeah, you can see like what we were talking about at E3, where like there's one person fighting and the other person is charging them, and they're like attached with a
there's a visible like energy cable.
Yeah, there's an energy cable. But you can do some combo moves where you like both hold onto the sword and hit them with that and all that. You see a lot of stuff that you've seen, of course, in Xenoblade Chronicles X and the regular Xenoblade Chronicles. With the circle, the B circle, where you have to hit it at a certain time and time different moves and all that. You gain arts. That's the same thing you did in X. So it should seem pretty familiar aside from the blades, but apparently you can find a bunch of different ones and you can switch them out depending on like whatever you need for the battle. So pretty crazy. There's there are attack blades, defense blades, and healer blades. So, and you can use a core crystal to switch different weapons, I guess, with that. And it got a release date. It's coming out the first day of December. So
is it a total of 4 characters you can have with 4 blades? What'd you say the main characters are called? The drivers. So is that 4 drivers and 4 blades you can have total in your party?
I thought it was 4. I thought you would have 8, but it turns out what they said in the direct is that you can only have 3. That you have 3 drivers and 3 blades.
Oh, okay. So it's it is like having a party of 6, but it's a party of 3. Like a team of 2 or 3 teams of 2.
But you'll find like multiple blades for like your one main guy, and you can switch them out on the fly, I guess is what they were saying. Because it showed him with like 6 other blades, and you could just go through them and change them, and they all have different, like I said, they're all in different categories. There's like the attack ones, the more offense ones, there's the more defense ones, and there's like the healer ones. So I guess they all do different stuff to boost you, to boost your status or whatever, while you have them with you. So you'll probably have to switch them around depending on what you're fighting, like you did in the first Xenoblade Chronicles, where you couldn't use the Monado on everything because it only would destroy machines. It wouldn't destroy like organic beings. So you'd have to move your party around that and your weapons in order to do that. You should.
This is a direct sequel to the first one, so
I believe so. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like the same. It's the same type of world for sure.
The same.
Yeah. Well, the first one took place.
The first one, it was based on 2 giant mechs, right?
Yeah, it was 2 titans that are fighting each other, but they're kind of like frozen in time. And you go from like one to another, and it'll say like, this thing thigh or whatever. Like it'll say like what different part you're on the different guys. But I mean, if you have time, I would recommend playing that first one either through. I mean, I guess the best way to do it would be on Wii U. Like on Virtual Console, is what I would say. That was what I wished I would have done, but I ended up going with the 3DS 3D version, just because that came out first.
Because you didn't know it was coming out for the Wii U.
Yeah. Well, it's just because there was a big gap between the two of them, and I wanted to get on it. But I have it almost beaten. I don't know how many hours I've put into it on 3DS, but I'm determined to get through that on 3DS at some point. So
it's playable. It's not unplayable. It's just not the best looking version.
Oh, no, it's not unplayable at all. It's just a little muddy. Like a lot of those, I feel like a lot of those like 3DS games that look too good for the system, you kind of have to bump the, like for that one, you gotta bump up the brightness and you gotta bump up the 3D to make it look better, I kind of run into the same thing with Dragon Quest VIII. You want to play it on a brighter level because it looks a lot better. Kind of looks a little muddy if you don't play it at like almost the brightest level, just because of the graphical style, I guess, or
then
just because
drain the fuck out of your battery.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just because of the nature of that game and how much the DS is pushing to get it to work, I guess, is what I would think. But I've noticed that for like stuff that's big 3D worlds like that, you gotta have the light up. But this game looks, it looks much more beautiful than Xenoblade Chronicles 1 did. Like it really looked super, super pretty. So I'm really excited. There's a special edition that comes with like a giant book in there.
Of course, it's like freaking like 200 and something pages. It's like 280 pages or something.
Yeah,
it's
like a hardback art book, and like you get like a CD with select songs on it, of course.
Yes,
and
CDs. still CDs.
Well, the Fire Emblem Warriors one comes with like 3 CDs. You saw that one.
Just start giving us vinyls already. Come on.
Yeah, that would be pretty rad. I mean, I would go for the physical copy.
I would start buying like special editions all the time if they came with vinyls.
They should. You call up Monolith right now and be like, listen, dude, vinyls.
But seriously though.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'd be into it for sure. There's a Xenoblade controller, Pro Controller. Looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I did think it looked pretty cool.
Yeah, it's got a big X on it, and it's yeah. I mean, I have a Pro Controller, but if I was looking to get another one, that one's totally dope.
If I ever did buy a second one, so far it's my the Splatoon 2 one's pretty cool, but I think I might like the Xeno one more.
Yeah, we got huge games, like really big games coming out by the end of the year here. We got Mario in October, we got Xenoblade in December, like at the end of the year. Like,
and I still never beat Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Yeah, that's one I'd like to get through too. If I ever get a HD capture thing, I was going to try to like record myself playing through the rest of that game.
Oh god, that's going to be a long ass video.
Well, I mean, I'll do it in parts, but you know, that was an idea that I was going to do, and I thought about doing the rest of Tokyo Mirage Sessions also.
That would be cool.
Finish that. But yeah, so more Xenoblade stuff. It's got an official date now, so it's got to come out this year. I mean, I can't believe how super done it looks. You know, from like not being like we haven't even known about it for a whole year. You know,
I mean, it looks great, and it comes out the day after my birthday. So
yeah,
god damn it, I gotta buy this.
So happy birthday to you, man. Maybe somebody will buy it for you, and you won't have to get it for your birthday. Maybe
special person.
Maybe Nintendo will send it to you. But speaking of games that are already out, which we weren't speaking of them, but that's my bad segue to go to the next thing. They show some more Splatoon 2 shit. You can get a giant umbrella that's way bigger than the other one.
I like how they showed the whole team of people like
shooting at you.
A giant. Yeah. Well, no, they made like a big. Yeah, they made like a big like barrier around them. It looked
yeah, they do where they make like a tent. Like, and all of you are standing with your backs to each other, and you make like a big barrier all around you.
Like an old war movie or some shit, like, you know, like 300 or something, where they like lock their shields together and make a shape.
Like Braveheart or something, where it's like,
yeah,
freedom from ink. They also show like, you know, how big it is, that it can like if 3 people shoot at you at the same time, you don't get hit. So that's pretty cool. I mean, it's huge. It's called the 10 umbrella. So it's like pretty much, I guess people like that umbrella one. I mean, were you a fan of that one at all? Did you play it? Did you play the new umbrella thing?
I used it a little bit. I'm still more of a fan of the spray type weapons.
Oh, sure. Oh, well, the aerospray. Yeah, aerosprays for sure.
Well, there's upgrades of that are good.
What they didn't talk about at all, but they showed it, is those giant ink bubbles. Those don't exist yet, right? You caught that in the video, right?
Giant ink bubbles.
Yeah, you know, like when you have the big bubble thing and you make somebody was shooting giant bubbles at somebody as like a side weapon in that video.
Oh no, I didn't see that.
It was shown right after the Tenta umbrella,
so
and they were just like these really
alluding to a future weapon.
Yeah, they didn't say anything about it, but it showed a second of it. Like I was like, that's awesome. I want that. I want the giant ink balloon thing. You know, like when you have like those big balloon things that you do in like grade school or whatever. It looked like that, except they're like huge ones that they're throwing at people.
What was they brought a level back?
Yeah,
was that a level that already existed?
Yeah, they brought the Kelp Dome back from Splatoon 1, I guess. I
was watching the chat window because I watched this direct on Twitch. And the fucking chat window freaked out when they announced the Kelp Dome.
Kelp Dome? Wow.
Yeah, I was watching it. I recorded it. I haven't posted it yet, but I was like, "Damn, people care about the Kelp Dome."
Wasn't Nintendo like allowing people to like live stream it or something? You texted something to me about that.
I did, and I was pretty excited about that. And I posted something about it on Reddit actually, just out of curiosity. And someone very quickly got back with me. Was like, "Yeah, they said the same thing in the past like 3 Nintendo Directs."
Oh yeah, because you thought it.
So pretty much they were just like, because I was like, "Does this mean they're going to announce Twitch support?" And the person was like, "Well, they might, but it would have nothing to do with that because they've mentioned this before." Like they totally like deflated my dream, but I'm glad they did. Like I'm glad someone was there to call me out on it.
Sure. Yeah, some people were talking about there's always rumors about these directs. Like one person was saying like, "Oh, there's going to be Smash Brothers." Another person was like, "Oh, I heard a thing about achievements." Did you see that? Like one of the whoever made that German game, the Lickspiel. that we talked about like last week? I guess they said that Nintendo was working on an achievement system of some sort. And
I don't know about
was going to be announced.
But I did see on the gameplay of Odyssey, which we haven't gotten to yet, but it did show like the dates and times when you got the different. On
the list of the moons and all that.
The moons. So
yeah.
I mean, in a way, that's an achievement system in that game that we were kind of seeing some.
Oh sure. Well, I mean, there's been achievement systems for a lot of games.
Game based. So
like,
people are hoping for like some sort of total like online presence.
Because like Metroid Prime 3 had achievements. Wii Sports Resort had achievements.
Yeah.
Smash Brothers on
Switch
Wii U has achievements. You know, like so all the new Smash Brothers stuff had achievements. So it's like, but yeah, they wanted some sort of whatever thing.
Some sort of unifying system between all games. Kind of like, so like that was a big thing on when Xbox went online with the 360 is because Microsoft required everybody to have achievements. Like that was the thing. And that's when people first got on board like, holy shit, we want achievements. And then PlayStation was like,
trophies,
guess what? We got trophies. Yeah, exactly. So Nintendo's sort of done it on.
And Nintendo was like, we have stickers for Miiverse. That's our achievement system.
Yeah. So they were already kind of doing it. So I guess people are really hoping there's some unified trophy/achievement system for the Nintendo on the future online network or whatever.
Yeah.
But the best I can say that we saw from this whole presentation, once again, I know I'm getting ahead of things, but yeah, that we saw that at least it's like giving a timestamp every time you collect a moon in Mario.
Sure.
Odyssey.
Yeah, for sure. And there's another, I just want to do that. There was the other level, the Snapper Canal is another new Splatoon level for that.
Okay.
Finish that
so there's more than one new level?
Yeah. Well, yeah, there was the Kelp Dome and the Snapper Canal is what they're talking about. And they're like, we're going to keep making, keeping it fresh for everyone. It's like basically what they said. Like a lot of these, they went like boom, boom, boom. After that was like Fire Emblem Warriors. And it's like, oh yeah, here's Lynn from the Game Boy game. Blah, blah, blah. Here's another like crazy, big edition, like Ultimate Edition or whatever. That, here's some new, there's like the Chrome and Tiki amiibo that are coming out. This Fire Emblem Warriors stuff, I was kind of like, I don't really care. But cooler than that, Snipper Clips is getting some DLC. So
I almost got triggered on this one.
Yeah, triggered to what? Get angry?
Well, I was just like starting to get a little upset when I watched this presentation. And you'll see it when I hopefully eventually post my reaction, but
the Snipper Clips you're getting upset about?
Well, because like they're using the kind of language they were using, they were like this cult classic. I think they might have called it a cult classic.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this game's 6 months old. Like, you can't call it that yet. And, like, all this other stuff. And I'm like, so they were like, Snipper Clips Plus or whatever the fuck it's called. I can't remember what it's called. But, sorry, I'm getting a little harsh with my language.
That's
what
fine.
Is it? Snipper Clips Advanced or Plus or?
I didn't write it down. I don't know what I didn't write it down. I just wrote Snipper Clips DLC, 30 plus levels, random body shapes. That's
it is called Snipper Clips Plus.
Yeah. But
cut it out together. But it has 30 new stages and all that stuff. But I was just like, what? I was like, how can they already be releasing like a remastered version of the game? Because that's what they were saying. It was like, this is the game plus extra stuff.
Yeah, but you can you can just buy the DLC though. You don't have to rebuy it.
Well, and that was the very end. They tagged that on at the very end.
Yeah, they're like,
well, so I was like, I almost got triggered, and then at the very end they're like, oh, by the way, you could buy this for $9.99 if you already own Snipper Clips. So I'm like, okay, cool.
You're
like, why didn't you fucking say that at the beginning?
You're like, I was about to put my fist through the computer. I
was about to take real scissors to my Switch.
Be like, Switch, I'll show you Snipper Clips. Try to build this back.
They told me you could cut cans with these scissors. See how they go on Switches.
Yeah, right. No, it's just a DLC thing. I thought maybe it was like a sequel because I was like, hey, we haven't heard about Snipper Clips for a while, and that game sold really well right out of the gate. So,
but they really
they got to be working on more shit, right?
You got to watch that video again. They kind of build it up like it's some kind of classic, and I'm like, the whole time I'm thinking to myself, I'm just like, it's only been around for 6 months. It's not that old of a game.
Well,
like, a cult classic. This isn't Rocky Horror Picture Show, This is a 6-month-old game.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're calling it a classic now because it came out on the first day of the Switch. So the Switch is still a very young system, regardless of what they want to tell you. But I mean, that more Snipper Clip
it's
stuff
officially
is cool.
6 months old, like 10 days ago.
Yeah, no, it is, and it's
barely 6 months old,
and it's got a good amount of games on there for being.
And it was announced in October 20th. I think is what I figured out.
Is that what it was? Like when they did the whole presentation thing? Oh no, that was when they just showed the video. because there was just the video.
But that's when they officially call it the Switch.
Because I thought the presentation was in like January, like where they showed
but the official announcement of it as the Nintendo Switch was October 20th.
Yeah, that was that first video that they showed.
And Mario, in my video I was recording, and Mario Odyssey comes out on the 27th, so it's kind of like, holy shit, like a year ago.
You didn't even know what it was, right?
Even know what it was. And then a year and 7 days later, we've got mainline Zelda and Mario entries on the new system.
Yeah, can you believe that? I mean, it's not, at least it's not like Zelda, where it's like, gets delayed like 10 times. You know,
no,
it's crazy. They had that game. Well, they probably had that game in their pocket for a while. I mean, I'm sure they've been working on this.
Oh, for
game
sure.
Since,
they probably originally meant for it to be a Wii U game, and then they were like, we don't have much space here. Let's just keep working on the Zelda game, make that a joint release like we did with Twilight Princess, and then we'll release Mario.
They've never done a joint Mario game release between systems.
Well, they've
That'd
only
be
done
interesting.
With Zelda.
Yeah, they only did it with Zelda. Yeah,
I think Zelda's more of its universal. Like, I think it has more universal appeal than Mario does, honestly.
I always thought the Mario did that. I mean, like, Super Mario Sunshine sold a lot, like, when that came out. I don't know. I always figured that Mario had more appeal than Zelda did, you know, because it's...
Zelda's got a kind of a more Western thing going, though, like, with the combat and the equipment and weapons.
Yeah, but Mario, everybody knows Mario. Mario's like the Mickey Mouse of video games.
That's true.
Everybody knows that dude. You know, like, some people don't know this man named Zelda that's in this game. Where
right.
You know?
What if Zelda was a girl?
What if?
For the next game.
Yeah, right. I don't know. Snipper Clips DLC. I was like, where were we even? Yeah, so you can buy that. They didn't say how much it was going to be or when it's coming out, but it's kind of funny. It's like, now with new random body shapes, you'll just randomly show up as like a light bulb or a star or a sun or a moon or
They're making
whatever.
it more like real life, you know? We all get different shapes.
Yeah, and you just got to figure out. You get to go through the same level. And they said there were comic book based levels, so that's cool, I guess. 30 plus new levels. I'm down with that. I'm sure the DLC is only going to be like $5 or something like that. It can't be that much because...
It's $9.99.
Okay, because I was saying like Snipper Clips in itself like was how much when it came out? What, like $15 maybe? $20? Yeah, it was 20.
Yeah,
so it's half of the price.
For the longest time, that's the only game I owned besides Zelda.
Yeah, I know you were. For the longest time, that was one of the only games I had on Switch. Well, I mean, I got that game, and I bought the F-Zero game, Fast Racing Remix, just because. Just because.
When's the last time you played that game?
I don't know. It's been a while. I do like that. I like that game, but it gets really hard towards the end, and kind of isn't as fun once it gets really hard. But I'll definitely.
What a joy! Like, what a joyous thing we've been on with the Switch, though. I mean, we're really right at like around 6 months of the Switch right now.
Yeah, and
I think last episode we were a little closer to like exactly 6 months, but we're kind of getting that like. Right now, we're like kind of realizing, like, man, they've really, you know, there's always something to complain about, but there's really been some good software out for this little system.
Oh yeah, well, there's some big. Well, we got Splatoon 2, Mario plus Rabbids was like a great surprise that came out of nowhere. That ended up being like a super
I do want to
game.
play it. I can't pay $60 for it yet. I mean, I want to play it, but I can't.
Oh
play
sure,
it yet.
No, I understand. You might want to wait for a price drop for that.
Yeah, or I'll buy it later on when I'm a little more stable.
Sure, yeah. Well, after your trips, because you got to go to Nashville and Portland.
Yeah,
but not that far away from each other. So, but yeah, that's Snipper Clips. But let's move on to my favorite game of all time, Morphy's Law.
Oh man, you've been talking about this game since last episode.
We've been talking about it since last episode. Actually, last episode I was completely wrong on it. I said it completely backwards. When you shoot somebody, their body part gets bigger and your body part gets smaller.
Oh really? I thought it was the opposite. I thought it was the opposite.
No, that's what I said last time, but I was wrong. Because basically while you're shooting the other person, it's turning them into a bigger target. So it's putting them at a disadvantage. And I
thought you were at a disadvantage because you were getting bigger based on what you hit.
Oh no, from what I heard, it's the other way around, where
Because how do you?
If you shoot him in the head,
giant legs.
Yeah, I don't know, because I thought if you shoot him in the head, it shrinks your head, so they can't hit your head as well. So you can.
No, if you shoot him in the head, your head gets bigger, is what I thought.
No, that's what I thought too. But I thought I heard it was the other way around. Like it makes you smaller, so you can't get hit as easily. But
I thought the game became more challenging the better you were at shooting other people.
Yeah.
And that's why it was like, you know, that was like the rubber band effect of it. Like,
Sure.
You're really good at headshots, so you keep doing headshots and your head keeps getting bigger.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I heard it was the other way around, but that source may be wrong. Because on this one, when they're talking about it, they're like, if your legs are bigger, you can jump higher. So maybe that would be, but that could also be a way to rubber band it too. Like if you're getting shot in the legs a bunch, now you get something. But it also said that like whoever's biggest at the end wins. So that would be completely.
Okay. That's how you win, is by being the biggest.
Well, it said that you have because you have like a giant. It said tallest avatar wins is what they said at the end there. So
no, I didn't catch that. I thought I just thought the game became harder because every time you shot someone, that part of you became bigger.
Yeah, but that's what it said. That's what it said at the end, is whoever's tallest wins. But the game, I know they were like, when I was watching without the sound on, and I was watching him jump around like with giant legs, I'm like, man, this game looks really, really floaty. And then I found out later it's because I can jump higher, I guess, and maybe that's why it's floaty. But it still looks weird. It still looks like a really weird game.
Well, the collision detection is bad.
Yeah.
When I saw the video.
Well, I mean, if you have different body parts like getting bigger and smaller or whatever, I'm sure it's going to be horrible. I'm sure you're going to be putting your arm through a lot of walls and other people and all that shit.
Yeah, you get knocked to the ground when you have like big legs and like one of your legs just disappears.
And it just goes through the ground. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you end up in like where you're below everybody else and they can't shoot you, so you win. Something like that.
Yeah, I'm really interested in it, but it does look super beta right now.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And
a beta.
It's supposed to come out before the end of the year, and I guess there was like some confusion about like the exclusivity of it, but they did say that it's going to come to Switch first now. Mm-hmm. So I guess, because I know, from what I heard, is a lot of that stuff from the Nindies Direct that we talked about last week, like a lot of that stuff was like not really an exclusive, even though they said that it was. Like, I think Super Meat Boy was said an exclusive, and that's not really an exclusive, like a bunch of other shit like that, so I don't know.
Well, there's such a thing as limited exclusives, and like...
Yeah, like timed exclusives, and I think all of them are...
So I think a lot of a lot of companies will just be like, it's an exclusive, but it's a timed exclusive, so they're not lying to you when they say right now it's...
Well, yeah, right now it's only on this, but it'll be... No, I understand that. They did that a lot. Like, 360 did that, right? Where they had a lot of
even way back to Resident Evil 4. Like,
that was a timed exclusive, too, yeah. Even though they said that it wasn't.
I mean, like, that was a big deal when it came out for the PS2. Everybody was like, what the fuck? Like, I thought this was only for the GameCube.
I thought that was part of the deal. I thought it was supposed to only be for the GameCube. Part of the Capcom 8 or whatever it was, you know.
Nobody referred to it as such.
Well, Killer 7 was an exclusive too, right? And then it was released later on PS2.
It was a timed exclusive, but that didn't have a term at that point in time.
Yeah, sure. I can't wait to play through that game. I'm going to play through that game next month for my...
I'm
going to do some scary game stuff.
Skyrim's coming out for the Switch. That was a timed exclusive for sure. I mean, it came out in 2011, but still... Is
it that old?
6 years later, it's coming out for the Switch.
Yeah, we're almost to that. Let's just run through a couple real quick things. Murphy's Law, blah, 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 comes out winter 17. It'll be out before the end of the year. We'll try it out, I'm sure. Rocket League, there's a bunch of shit about the cars and all that. You were talking about Team Orange, Mario Team Orange.
Yeah. If you want to be the Mario car, you choose orange.
Yeah, I guess so. Who do you choose if you want to be Samus? Team Green? Team Red?
Yeah, the color. There's something established about the colors of the teams in Rocket League, and I'm not privy to that. So
yeah, I don't know anything.
Obviously,
about Rocket League.
When they said if you want to be Mario, choose orange, like people were just like cool. But me, I'm like, what the fuck?
But Mario's red.
But Mario's red. Exactly.
Well, what is Team Luigi, like Team Purple or something? Like it's not really anything like him. It's not
Team Semi-Transparent Prism.
Yeah, it's not like it's not Team Blue or Green or anything that would make sense for him.
Yeah. Team Semi-Transparent Prism.
Yeah. But the Rocket League stuff, they just showed they just showed the exclusive cars again, really, and just showed them making goals, and that was basically it. That's all you saw of that.
But I'm still super excited for this game, and I want to play it. I don't care if Mario's Team Orange. I'll get over it. Orange is actually my favorite color, so.
There you go. Yeah, so you can
I'll get over it.
You can get your 2DS Orange and get that shit.
But whatever it takes, this is one of those games that's supposedly multi-platform, so if I'm able to play on my Switch and play, Rocket League with my friend who's playing the PS4, I'm pretty excited about that.
I thought PS4 wasn't included in the in the Unity thing. I thought it was just Xbox
One. Oh shit,
One.
You're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
But maybe they'll
with my friend that's playing Xbox One, I should say.
Maybe they'll come around eventually. I don't know. But speaking of friends, this one reminded me of Colin because I don't know anything about these games. But Arena of Valor. Because doesn't he have a whole podcast about, or no, it's about Dota, not MOBA, right?
It's about Dota.
Or friend of the show, Colin.
Yeah.
Anyway, do you know what MOBA? Do you know what
Incidentally,
MOBA
he
is?
moved to California.
Oh shit!
Yeah, he doesn't live in Missouri anymore.
Oh wow, he seems to be because didn't he go from like Champaign to Missouri to California?
Yeah, he moved to California.
Oh well, we wish him the best of luck in California. But do you know what a MOBA is? Do you know what that stands for?
Multiplayer online battle something.
Really?
Is that what it means?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what it means. I'm asking you.
Yeah, I thought it was like a multiplayer online battle something.
Association arena.
That's what I thought it meant. I might be wrong. I just kind of like, just like SMH for the longest time I thought it meant so much hell, which doesn't make any sense.
So much hell is better than shake my head though. I'm going to think of that. Well, it's like every time I saw like for the win, I thought it was like fuck the world. So I don't know.
Yeah. I did too for the longest time. I thought FTW was fuck the world.
Yeah.
Because WTF was what the fuck.
Yeah. Multiplayer online battle arena is what MOBA stands for.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
People like those games. They look like fucking Diablo games, I guess. But yeah, no, we have a MOBA. All this shit happening for the Switch. The Switch has a MOBA. Look at that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll play that game, but there's going to be a free beta this winter, so that's kind of cool. We have that to look forward to. We'll get to play a free version of it.
You're not on Flip Wars, right?
Huh?
Which game?
Arena of Valor, MOBA.
Oh, Arena of Valor.
Yeah. It's that MOBA game, which I don't know what MOBAs are, but we have one of those. But let's go to the next one. Our favorite game, everyone's favorite game, Skyrim, got a release date finally.
I think I'm finally going to play Skyrim all the way through, because it's going to be on the Switch, and I'm going to be like, you know what, it's on a Nintendo system, I'm going to kill me some rats, I'm just going to kill a bunch of rats.
I'm going to play it until I get annoyed by its broken battle system.
It's not broken, you just have to kill some deers. Like when you're bored.
It's still broken. Just I don't know if you played it before, but once you play it, you'll figure out that it's broken.
No, I've played a bit of it. I mean, I own a copy of it on the Xbox 360.
Oh, you do? I didn't know. I didn't know you bought it.
Yeah, I've already bought it before, so it's one of those things that's like, will the Switch change my mind? Will the Switch like refine my take on Skyrim?
On Skyrimming.
6 years later, am I ready to beat this game finally?
I don't know. Are you?
I don't know, man. 6 years later. 6 years. There's another 6-year-old game that they're reviving on the Switch. It's called L.A. Noire.
Oh yeah, I thought you were gonna say Doom, because that was what I said earlier when I was a Switch prophet. Two of those games that I talked about when the very first Switch event happened that I thought really should be on there were Doom and Dragon Quest Builders, and now they're both on there. But I'm super excited about Doom being on there. I thought Doom was a badass game. No,
I said that.
It's a badass game on PS4.
Video.
Yeah. Well, and Wolfenstein 2 isn't even out yet, and it's coming out for it. And those are some pretty graphic-heavy games, so I'm really interested to see what they look like. I know people are already making memes showing like the old 2D Doom, but what they showed in the Direct looked awesome. It looked just like the Doom that I played on PS4. But I mean, even if it's like a little bit less and portable, that's cool because it's a fucking great game and it's portable.
That really has become a thing. Like the fact that the Switch is portable is truly like defining it in its own way.
And I already bought Doom for PS4 and I played through like half of it, but I'll buy it again for Switch. I'll totally buy it again just to support it because I like that game a lot and I want to play it on the go. So I'm psyched. And Wolfenstein, I haven't played the new one yet, but I hear it's great. So we could play it for sure. So yeah, I was pumped about that one, about the Doom one. So got that to look forward to.
Yeah, and like those games are like hyper violent. So
yeah.
Interested to see that on the Switch. Like, yeah,
you can like.
There hasn't been like any really violent game on the Switch.
You can like crush people's heads and squish their eyeballs and all that.
But I mean, can you think of any game on the Switch so far that's been like hyper violent or violent at all? Really?
Yeah, I don't know. Was there anything, there's no like adult stuff? I mean, I guess we have Travis Touchdown coming out, but that's not out yet, you know.
But yeah, as far as what's come out so far since March, it's been out for, it's been out long enough that it's got cult classics, like Snipperclick.
Yeah. Hey, they're just, talking about the classics here. Like, hey, we got classics. Speaking of classics, not a classic, but Flip Wars was on there. I never played it. It came out. Anyway,
Nor did I. I thought it was that Metroid game for DS at first.
Flip Wars. It kind of, the characters kind of look like it, right?
Yeah.
They have
Metroid
those weird
Prime. What was a Metroid? Federation Force. There we go.
Yeah, Federation Force.
That's what they kind of look like.
Yeah, Flip Wars, it's got an update. You can play it local wireless. Cool. Free. It's free. Whatever. Big deal. But let's go on to the next thing, which I think we definitely want to talk about. Hamster. The guys who've been making the SNK games are going to do some fucking Nintendo arcade shit. How do you feel about that? I mean, is that kind of putting the nail in the virtual console coffin here?
That's exactly what I was going to say, Trey.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I read that you commented about it online. So
I'm head over heels with the fact that Super Mario Versus is coming to the Switch. Yeah. I'm like fucking like, I'm so fucking ecstatic. Happy about that. Yeah, it's like washing over me as some sort of like metaphysical like realization of wonderful like I have like that's the best way I could describe of how excited I am about Versus Super Mario Brothers. Like please know that.
The
please
metaphysical
know that.
realization of wonderful. I'm going to say that from now on.
It's washing over me. Let me also say that I'm very disappointed that these games have their own title. Like it's not Virtual Console in general.
No,
these are the arcade games. What are they called again? What was the name?
Did it have a name for it? I mean, it's like Nintendo Arcade Collection or something like that, right? They're not going to sell them separate.
The Arcade Archives.
Okay, yeah. But I mean, Hamster they're really good at porting stuff, and I guess this had to have been a conversation like with where they're like, hey, you're doing all this cool SNK shit that's selling. Do you want to do Mario Brothers 1? Once I saw Mario Brothers 1 on there, I was like, please don't like sell that for like $8. I mean, I don't care. I'm not going to buy it, but it'd be pretty hilarious if they're like, how do you feel about Mario Brothers 1? Arcade version, Arcade Perfect, But then at the same time, they can do like Donkey Kong Arcade Perfect, which we never really got,
No, we never did, except for on Donkey Kong 64.
Well, and 3DS, there was a version that you could get for free, which I got. But like Punch-Out, like the 2-screen Punch-Out, that's crazy. Like
we've never seen that. We've never gotten that before, have we?
No, we haven't. They showed that.
As far as I know, we've never had that.
I want them to have that fucking weird arm wrestling game. Like, have you heard of that? That has like Punch-Out characters in it?
No.
There was like a Nintendo arcade. There was like an arm wrestling game and like bald bulls in it. They should go super weird with it. Like, I mean, they didn't mention Excite
Bike. They have to, because this was not, and that's why I'm like upset. This wasn't the announcement of the Virtual Console.
No, because that's not going to happen.
No, we've got the NES Classic, which we didn't mention earlier, but they're going to start making it again in 2018.
Oh, yeah. No, they did. Yeah, you're right. No, they did say that they're going to start making more of them. So anybody who bought one for $300 is probably kicking themselves now.
Well, it'll have
back
a different manufacturing date on it or whatever.
Yeah.
You'll be able to tell the difference. But, so they're going to make that. We've got the SNES Classic coming out this month, actually.
29th, right? Like right at the end of the month?
15 days from now.
Yeah.
Really, is that, I said something, I don't know if you've seen it on Facebook, but I was like, this is like a nail in the coffin of, we know for sure, like, Virtual Console as we know it is dead. Like,
yeah, I saw that. That's why I quoted it earlier, because I read it on your post. But yeah,
I mean, really though, it's like you've got the SNES Classic released as and I can't remember who the guy was, but someone at Nintendo said, well, that's Virtual Console. That's or was it It
was one of the Nintendo guys. I don't know who it was, but he did say, that it was a form of Virtual Console, is what he said for the NES Classic, the SNES Classic.
NES, SNES, and now we've got the arcade covered.
Yeah.
Like,
so they're like, so they're like, you know what? Fuck selling like single games on all the systems. Let's just like release a limited box that has like 20, 30 games in it, and we won't make any of them, and people will always want them and not be able to get them. I mean, that could see like that's their solution for Virtual Console, but don't forget we still have this Nintendo Internet thing that we're going to have to pay for next year, and that's going to have some games in it that are
so that's
that
2018
are virtual.
For sure.
What is that?
The Nintendo Internet.
I thought it was. Thought it was going to start next year. Like,
I mean, we're getting pretty late in the year, actually.
Yeah, because I know they said online was going to be free until they got to whatever their service is, and as of right now, their service isn't worth paying for. I don't think. Unless you're going to have a lot of like Virtual Console games that have OnLight on them or something that are really cool.
There was an update to the voice app to where you can like use other apps on your phone while you're using the voice app now.
Yeah, that's true. You can actually use it without, which is
so
good.
That's kind of cool. That is pretty. That
helps. That's progress. Progress,
for
Nintendo.
Splatoon 2 game.
For sure. It's progress. Yeah, it's for sure. So let's try to like power through some more of these real quick.
All right.
They're like really quick ones. Zelda, they saw what the Zelda stuff's going to do, the Amiibo. That's coming out November 10th.
They didn't really say what it would do.
Well, they said that
special...
it'll give you a headgear. It'll basically give you
a
helmet.
They did say that.
It'll give you a helmet that has to do with the divine beast that goes with that character.
So you're an elephant and a lizard and a bird and a
camel.
Yeah. Helmet.
It's basically what it is. I don't know. They didn't say what the helmet does, but they said that that's what's going to unlock. So there you go for that. They announced that they're like, hey, we got sports titles. NBA 2K18 comes out this week. There's like a picture of WWE 2K18, no footage, but there's some footage of NBA 2K18. Looks okay. Footage of FIFA 18 comes out September 29th. You know, I don't care about sports games, but those are in there. They reiterated about their Pokken tournament. They're like, blah, blah, blah. That's coming out the 22nd. Don't forget to get that because that has to do with sports too, I guess.
Is that out the 22nd of this month?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff coming around the corner. And speaking of stuff that came out today, and then they went right into Octopath Traveler, which I find it funny that it keeps saying Octopath Traveler, like working title, but now it has a demo out by that name. So anybody who played it and they changed the title, they're not going to know what to go to after that. Just keep it that same weird ass name.
I think that it should be called Octopath Traveler working title officially.
Yeah, right. But they call it HD 2D, and man, it looks beautiful. And you played it because you have a Switch, and you can actually get the demo. So tell me about the demo real quick.
I played it. I actually have put an hour into this game, right over an hour.
Oh, shit.
I started playing it just thinking it was going to be like a quick thing, and I actually had to grind, and I had to like collect items and like stuff. So it was cool, yeah. So they're right on the spot saying it's what is it, 2.5D?
Yeah, well, they said they called it HD 2D is what they were calling it, but it looks gorgeous. Yeah, they said it's like a mixture of like FMV and like 2D sprites and like polygons and like other shit. Like they talk about this in the direct, and I think they said like magic too in there, you know, to make it look good. But
so far, the best way I could describe it, it looks like if you took like Final Fantasy VI,
yeah,
you know, it's Final Fantasy 3.
Yeah.
And put it on like the PlayStation with those like scaling and the, you know, the hand-drawn sprites, but you have the scaling and the vivid effects and all that. Like,
oh yeah, no, for sure.
It's still a very classical looking game. I guess what they're saying with the HD 2D like stands out the most is like when you're going through like a dark area, your character will hold up a sprite, like a sprite torch, because your character is just a sprite.
Yeah, no, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that part where it lights up the darkness.
It creates like shadow effects like on your character sprite and on the wall behind you.
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
So it's a very like 3D, like, oh, holy shit, that sprite that's walking around is a 3D model within the environment. Like you can see that for sure.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's a straight up like it feels a lot like any other like Super Nintendo RPG.
Yeah.
And with the exception of it's sort of like Bravely Default, where you can store up your attacks, or you can like cash into and like be like at a default, as it's called, Bravely Default.
I was going to ask you, have you played any of the Bravely Default demos? Like there's one out for each.
I played the first one.
Because I played the crap out of that first Bravely Default demo because I really liked it. And then when I actually got around to getting the game, I don't think I played it as much as I played the demo. But, I mean, those games are cool. Like, I had a hard time getting into it because the story was, like, so not really there. I'd like to eventually come back and finish it because it's very straightforward. It's very much like go to this part, beat this guy, do this thing, go to this part, beat this guy. And you can kind of, like, change everything, you know, you can turn down. There's a slider about, like, how many monsters appear and all that, and you can turn them completely off if you want to leave a dungeon without getting attacked or killed or whatever. But no, I definitely, watching Octopath Traveler, I totally had the Final Fantasy VI vibe on it. Like that main dude kind of looks like Edgar. Like he reminded me of Edgar from the King
is it okay
dude and all that.
Spoilery at all? I mean, am I allowed to be spoilery?
On the Octopath demo?
Yeah.
That just came out today?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll just give, this is our warning. Spoiler warning.
You haven't played it yet. That's
tune
why
back
I'm worried
in
about.
like 30 seconds.
That's why I'm asking you.
I mean, it can't be anything super major, right?
It's not, but I will say the demo, like I said, I played it over an hour, so it's free. Yeah. And you get over an hour of gameplay for sure.
But you haven't got to the end though, right?
No, and I'm just playing one character, and it gives you 2 out of the 8 characters to choose at the beginning.
Is it the warrior and the dancer then?
Yeah, so I'm I'm just going on record right now saying like I'm super pleased with this demo. Like it was fucking free, and I've already gotten an hour of gameplay out of it.
Yeah.
And that's recorded gameplay. Like when you die, you have to go back to your save state, but or your last save point. But I will say this game it's really cool so far. I like it. And it's free, man. Download that demo.
Well, yeah. I mean, you people who have Switches download it. My Switch is in the shop still, so hopefully I get it back soon to play that. But I mean, for a game that's coming out next year, it's kind of crazy that they dropped the demo already for it. You know, I was surprised by that.
It feels super it feels super beta in the sense that like the title screen's just like Project Octopath Traveler, and it's just like printed on a black background, and you play it, and like, yeah, it's like you said, it's like completely crazy that something they don't even know for sure they have the title for. They released a demo today, but it's fun, and it feels like classic Final Fantasy. But instead of, like I was saying earlier, instead of like the default system or whatever on the Bravely Default,
it's boost points.
You do your attacks and you build up your boost points, and you get up to 5 boost points. Well, for as far as I can tell, for physical attacks at the outset, you can do up to 5 boost points, but for special attacks, you can only do 3 maximum. But you just keep attacking, you build up your boost points, and then you hit the R button, and it's really cool because it just like the color of the screen and the tone of all the sound effects and everything change as you hit the R button. Like it's like boom, boom, bam, bam, like, you know, like increases intensity as you like hit the R button, and then you use your attack, and it's like that much more powerful, like, you know, 4 times as powerful because you boosted it 3 times. And you can just like, you can use your attacks to like weaken an enemy and then just annihilate them by like boosting your attack like 3 turns later to like, and it's really fun because you also like at one point, and this is why I was talking about spoilers, like I've only played through one of the 2 paths, but I got to go and meet the character from the other path I could have chosen.
Oh, that's cool. So
he joined my party, but at that point, all the game said, in spite of being like really cool and flawless up to that point of being like totally in the world, like broke the 4th wall and was like, so normally at this point in the game, this character would join you and he would be in your party, but just so you know, if you want to know about his story, restart the demo and
do the other one. Yeah.
Play his story. So it was like kind of like broke the game for a second there. I was just like, okay, well, all right. So then he joined my party.
Yeah.
All of a sudden I had like 2 characters, and the whole nature of the game changed with having 2 people in the party instead of 1.
For sure. And this is the other one that I was talking about that has a poll, that has an online poll that you can take after you play the demo. So you can actually give them feedback on what you think of the demo. So you can totally tell them about how they broke the 4th wall and how that took you out of it and all that if you wanted to. But that's super cool. Like, I'm glad that that's available, and I can't wait to play it. Hopefully I'll play it.
So if it's another hour with that character, like we're looking at, 2 hours of gameplay for free. Like, that's awesome.
Well,
I do wonder how it'll transfer over, just like Bravely Default, how it'll transfer to.
Well, hopefully it'll transfer. Yeah, it'd be nice if it did, because Bravely Default, I probably put like 20 hours into that demo. And even like the Miitopia demo, I probably put like 5-6 hours into that at least, maybe more, maybe 10.
But I will say it's a meaty demo.
It's meaty.
So Square's doing well. And that wasn't their only like game they announced.
It wasn't. That one's in the next part. But let's jump through a couple things really quick. ARMS Lola Pop, she came out today. She's got some new weapons, the Biffler and the Clapback.
She timed her release with it, I guess.
Yeah, right? No, I was thinking about that, because there's she's the creepy looking clown, and she like inflates herself and all that, like, while she's fighting. Yeah, it's time the release with other people afraid of clowns. It's like, here, let's, clowns are cool now, because there's a new It movie. Which, if you want to hear what I thought about that movie, you can check out the Honey Darling Show. We recorded it. It'll be up next week when you talk about it. We have a special guest, too. A little promo in there. So, anyway, she's coming out. There's an update today. You can remap the controls now on there. You can switch all your shit around. So
I thought that was pretty fucking cool.
If you're angry about how you could block, you can switch your block up. So that's on there. If I had a Switch, I'd go and try Lola Pop. She's totally free. But after that was my big thing. My other big profit prediction, Dragon Quest Builders coming to the Switch. And in this time you can ride on Saber. Saber is your cat from, your giant cat beast from Dragon Quest V. In case you didn't play Dragon Quest V. That's him. He's included in the Switch version. But it's not coming out till next year in spring, so it's kind of like, I don't know. And there's already a second one that they're working on. I don't know when that one's going to come out, but seemed kind of like, oh, that's cool, but it's not coming out soon. And it's been out for, I don't know, a year at least on PS4 by now. So, and I know there's a Vita version, so they could probably easily port it from that to Switch. But I'm still excited that it's on there. I don't really understand Minecraft, but I like Dragon Quest, so I'm willing to try to get into it, I guess. But I don't know. I mean, I'll definitely play it on the Switch now that it's coming to that. So we got that. There was another Kirby game shown really quick. quick. The Kirby Star Allies. It's coming out spring of next year as well. We'll have to deal against Dragon Quest Builders. That's like more on that. More on
you
that
like
mystery.
turn your enemies into like friends by throwing fruit at them or something.
Yeah. It was that mystery one that came up in the Nintendo Minute at E3.
Yeah.
So it's basically, they showed a little bit of that. And then they go really quick through like a bunch of those nindies that we already talked about, like Steamworld Dig, Golf Stories, Nine Parchments, Battle Chef.
Which I think that's crazy. They did not give a date for Golf Story. They still just said September of 2017.
I know, and that's now, right?
Yeah, they've got 17 days to
figure it out. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, really? You couldn't give a date now?
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess we'll just have to wait. It's probably going to be one of those things that'll just be like next week, and then it'll happen. But, yeah, there's Tiny Metal. That was a new one, I guess, with trucks. I couldn't really tell what it was. Super Meat Boy Forever. We talked about that last week, but we were kind of wrong. It's like a runner now. I didn't really know that. Like the Meat Boy.
Oh, so it is an endless runner?
It's like an endless runner. Yeah, it's not really like the original Meat Boy game. So we were wrong on that one. That was a sequel.
Sure.
But it was a different thing. Lost Sphere, what you were talking about, that's the other Square game, has a January 23rd release. Oh, and there's also Dragon Quest Builders being the other Square game as well. So there were 3 Square games on there.
Square Enix.
But yeah, Lost Sphere has a release now, January 23rd. That's like the spiritual successor to I Am Setsuna.
Mm-hmm.
So that's on there. Sonic Forces, November 7th. You got to see some of the gameplay. It's all 2D from what I saw, so it actually looked okay.
We'll find out pretty quick.
There was a lot of whipping in there, so it looked like maybe they're channeling a little bit of Castlevania, some whipping and running. What's better than that? And then
Swipping.
Yeah. And then Resident Evil Revelations is November 28th. L.A. Noire, which you mentioned earlier, November 14th. I rented this game and played through it on PlayStation 3. I didn't think it was that great of a game, but hey, you can spend a lot of money on it if you want to. But I don't think it's worth it.
This game came out 6.5 years ago.
Yeah.
Literally.
And let me tell you something. I know one of the people who acted in this game. It was a producer that I worked for on a movie who was kind of a shitty person, but she's in this game. So I was kind of like, oh great, yeah, that's her. And you could tell because it did some sort of weird new face capture or whatever. But
L.A. Noire, more like L.A. No Way.
Yeah. Like what they were trying to do is like, oh yeah, you can interview people and like try to figure out what they're doing. But basically what happens in that game is if you don't do it right, if you don't do the interview right, they just run from you and then you have to chase them down and you still arrest them. So there's not really like a consequence or anything for like interviewing them wrong. They'll just run from you. So it's kind of dumb.
What I figured out. Yeah. I played it on 360 for a little while.
Yeah. And it takes a really weird turn later when you get into it, like ends in the sewer, kind of like it. So maybe they're trying to bring that around too. But I don't know. I mean, I wasn't really impressed with the game, but you can at least drive around in the area where Arnold Schwarzenegger did in Terminator 2. You can do that. You can drive around in the little like alleys of LA, that part with him and John Connor. You can reenact that with the 50s dude or whatever. What were you going to say?
What was that super cinematic PlayStation 3 game? I can't remember now. But
I think I know what you're talking about.
I feel like it ended in the sewers too.
Oh, is it Heavy Rain?
Heavy Rain, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that ended in like some sewers too.
Well, it ended in the rain. I remember that. Well, of course, the name. Jason!
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I played through that game all the way. I don't know if I necessarily liked it or not, but I did play through all of it.
I don't know why that hasn't been ported. That game was pretty... I thought it was pretty good at the time.
Heavy Rain's a PlayStation. It's a Sony exclusive. Like they own it, so
right. But
it can't get ported to the Switch.
You never know.
Yeah. So that was everything except for the big one, Super Mario Odyssey, the final thing there, which we talked about. We learned that your hat has had a girlfriend it's his sister Tiara.
Tiara, yeah.
It's also been abducted.
So we did learn
by
that
Bowser. So
okay, I wasn't sure if that was shown before or not. I was like, did we know there was a tiara?
Not that I knew of. I mean, maybe they did it at PAX or something, but I don't think so. Okay. But they showed some more new levels that we still haven't seen. And let me tell you, man, I'm super pumped about this game. I think it looks amazing. I think every time I look at it, it looks better. I think the graphics look really good. Like I'm way more psyched about it from what I saw
think they've been
today.
Polishing it more and more too.
Yeah. It seems looking prettier and prettier. And like that level, what is it, Shiveria? The new like ice level where Mario's like practically frozen, like on his body. And it's like so windy that you can only see parts of the level at one time.
Yeah, and he looks
awesome.
like he's literally like freezing.
Yeah, no, he does. Like his arm looks like it's like a half ice, like cause I know you can cause can't you like buy different outfits that'll maybe keep him from freezing?
Well, they did show like him in a like a woolly like overcoat at one point.
Did you catch all the stuff at the end? Cause they do like a really fast thing where Mario turns into the letter M. Did you see that? And he's walking around and there's a 2D level that's like just like Donkey Kong that's all sprites. Like they showed
I didn't see that, but they showed the 2D stuff like at E3.
Well, no, they showed where you could turn into a wall and jump up the wall, but that wasn't that. It was a completely different thing that was all like 8-bit sprites, and you were jumping over 8-bit barrels, and there's ladders and levels and all that. I didn't see any of that anywhere before. But yeah, they just did a big like burst thing at the end. Oh yeah, and you can take pictures of yourself now and make it into a mobile wallpaper, so...
Crazy
cool.
like Instagram effects where you can like blur things.
Yeah, sepia tone.
Which I didn't talk about earlier with the, I guess I didn't mention that earlier, with the Octopath Traveler. Like it's got some sort of like crazy like vignette effect on it where everything that's close to you is super blurry and then everything like on the surrounding edge of the screen is really blurry.
Oh yeah.
So,
yeah, I kind of noticed that a little bit from the
It kind of feels like you're playing through an Instagram filter the whole time. Like honestly, it kind of does like in the best way possible. I'm not saying that like, as an insult, but got a total vignette effect happening as you play and like that's I think part of the aesthetic that makes the 3D sprites with their realistic shadow casting work so well.
For sure. And what was it? There were the two new places. There was Shiveria and Bubble Lane. Is that the other one?
Yeah, it was like a water level, but the water's like carbonated.
Well, you know what I figured I thought that was kind of an Easter egg for a soda lake from Super Mario World. That's what I thought of.
That makes sense.
They're like, oh, that's soda. But if you saw, there's like a thing where he like has sort of a rocket on his back and he's doing that move that you could do in Super Mario Sunshine, where you like go across the water.
Yeah.
So that's cool. And it showed you like turning into the fish so you can like swim around like as the little cheeps. That looked really cool. You can jump out of the water as them too.
You're some kind of lizard that can fly at one point.
Oh yeah. It's like a dinosaur thing. It was like a dinosaur looking thing with like flaps, I thought. Yeah, you can
kind of look like a really rudimentary pterodactyl.
Yeah, sort of like one that didn't develop its wings yet or something. And there's also like you're one of the wigglers, and you kind of stretch and go from one thing to another. Like they show that, like where you do. Yeah, lots of really cool stuff. I'm still super excited about that. They talked about the amiibo. They're coming in at the reset. Oh yeah, they're saying like you collect the moons to like feed your ship pretty much to go to the next part.
And it tells you how many it needs to like go to the next section.
Yeah, for sure. And there was also, did you catch the part where he jumped into a painting? Did you see that? That was in the video too.
No, I didn't see that.
Oh, that whole part where he like turns into the M and it shows the Donkey Kong and all that. There's a part where he jumps into a painting like on a wall and it like does the ripple effect like Super Mario 64. So I don't know if that means that there might be some little callbacks in there to the old game. I'm sure there will be.
I mean, I thought I seen like for sure they showed the overworld at one point and it looked a lot like Super Mario Galaxy 2. Like it just showed the actual planets you were like moving between.
Well, they showed it. Yeah, they showed it like there was a globe and there's like kind of a line going from one thing to another. They showed that in this video.
But they did at one point show like multiple like globes that you're moving between too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't see that. But it wasn't in this one. It was probably in a previous one.
It was in this one.
Was it? Oh,
yeah.
I must have missed it.
But so I totally see all the throwbacks they're doing, like for sure.
But they're doing a bundle too, hardware bundle with new Joy-Cons, of course, red Joy-Cons, red carrying case. I mean, that should come as no surprise, right?
But how fucking cool! You can buy a Switch with a Mario game. Like, that's, that hasn't happened since the Wii U with Mario 3D World.
Well, the version that I got was the Super Mario U version. So my Wii U came with the Super Mario game. So it was super cool. But yeah, I guess
it's not that unique, but still pretty cool.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can do it now. I mean, that shouldn't come as no surprise. I mean, there's a Splatoon 2 bundle, right? Is that here? Or is that only in Japan?
I haven't seen it.
No, I thought there was. Maybe it's in Japan that they have it. But anyway, it's something to be expected. That they would have that type of thing. But yeah, Mario's like soup is almost like a month away. It's crazy, and it's looking prettier and prettier every time we see it. And it's
just a little over a month away. Yeah. between now and October 27th, we have a new Metroid.
We have a new Metroid and a new Mario.
And a new Mario.
And a Lollapop. I mean, and a Octopath Traveler demo. Like, what more do you want?
And and Minecraft on the 3DS.
And 3DS Minecraft, yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I watched that ending video part again on the Super Mario Odyssey. There's a lot of really cool stuff in there. That's something you want to, like, freeze frame through the whole thing and pick it apart. Like, definitely, because there's a lot of cool shit that was shown, like, really quick there.
Yeah, I'm sure Game Explain's working on it.
Oh, yeah, sure. I'm sure. Yeah, they do that, and IGN does it too. But yeah, that's the Direct. It only took us, like an hour and a half to get through it, but we did. Is there anything else you want to say about Mario Odyssey or this Direct or anything, or do you want to just cap it off here? We got a pretty long episode here.
I'm happy they kept showing Paulina, because she's the one-up girl.
Oh yeah, they did show her singing, and they were talking about, like, this is the first time in any Mario game we've had, like, something like this, with her, first time we ever rhymed Odyssey with Yessie, I don't know why we never did that before.
And they were very clear with the fact that there's no one-up mushrooms in this game, so the only one-up
is
in
one-up
this
girl.
Game is one-up girl, Paulina.
Yeah.
So every time you see Paulina, just remember, she is the one-up. If you're going to complain about no one-ups...
she is the one-up. Take it up with her. Take it one up with her. Be like, hey, we're the one-ups. She'd be like, I'm the one-up. That's all you need.
I thought it was cool that at one point Mario was playing, I think he had taken over a human's body and he was racing an RC car. So that was cool.
I missed that part.
Yeah, that's something I wanted to mention.
Oh, sure. I like that he turned into a fucking letter, though. He turned into the M in the Mario letters. Like, I thought that was weird. I'm like, why would you? He turns into I'm sure we saw this before, but he turns into a manhole and he opens like a sewer for you.
Yeah. At one point he's running along the beach and he's shirtless and you get to see Mario's nipples.
Yeah, well, you see it in the pictures too. Like when they see all the sepia tone pictures, or I guess you can make it kind of look like it's drawn too, like it's crayon or whatever. But yeah, there was one with his shirt off. Nintendo's like, they've completely lost it. Like now they're showing nipples in their Mario games.
Show Mario's nipples, and then he's throwing his hat, and he's like going to catch it, and then he's got a dog running behind him, and the dog catches the hat.
Yeah, all sorts of crazy
Mario's
stuff.
Just like living like the normal life, letting his nipples hang out, run around with the dog.
Yeah, well, I think that's why they got that teen rating, right? Because there's nipples in this. It's got to be
the jiggle physics.
Yeah, well, and there's also jiggle physics for his probably for his belly and his boobs too.
Yeah, for his nips.
There's there's like a what's it, Talkatoo? There's a parrot type thing you can talk to that'll give you hints.
Yeah, he's like Kaz or whatever.
And Hint Toad.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's looking super cool. I'm super psyched about it. But I'm going to have to call it here on the podcast. Have to put a pin in it here. But we brought you this Direct. Hopefully you're excited about it as we are. If you are, let us know. You can email us at NinteNDomainPodcast@gmail.com. Or, if you like the show, make sure and give us a rating, please, at iTunes, just so we'll be easier to find. You can find our videos and shit at YouTube/Fingmater as well. And we're your hosts. I'm Trey Johnson.
I'm Jeremy Mikowski.
And this has been episode 87 of NinteNDomain. You can find most of our stuff at NinteNDomainPodcast.com. And thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.
See ya.